feeling completely out of control. Type in the chat box or type here. I'm in multiple places and multiple times. Who woke up feeling out of sorts? Who woke up thinking, what just happened to me? And how am I going to make it through the next couple of weeks in a way that I maintain my sanity and my family's sanity? For instance, my daughter is home today. How many of you guys, your kids are home today? You're like, oh, what am I going to do with this? Just type in and let me know, because honestly, I found myself in the same place today. And many of us are in social isolations and we are in our houses with our kids, trying to manage our jobs, trying to manage our kids, trying to manage the expectations of our families, and trying to hold everything together. And when, for years, I've been doing this particular thing, which is a morning routine. And I'm going to tell you right now, I wrote some of the stuff here because I want to make sure everybody has this. And welcome to day one of the virtual Sisterhood Circle. Hi, everyone. I'm Isa Herrera, and I help women have happier lady parts. And now I'm helping women have better mindsets. So, super excited. If this may get lost somewhere in the abyss, so if you want, hit the share button now so you have it later in your timeline, and that way it gets saved. So I thought, what can I do to serve my community better? What can I do to help out? What can I do to also keep myself centered, right? Because when I help you, I indirectly help myself, as well as a reminder of where I stand in my truth and in my power. And right now, in times of adversity, and I wrote this quote down from the Dalai Lama, in times of adversity, this is a time where there's potential to do good, not only for ourselves, right? Because a lot of us are in survival mode right now, and that's totally understandable. I get that. But now is a time where we can also do good for others and for our communities, right? But in order for us to be good for others, in order for us to serve other individuals, in order for us to show up in our best selves, we have to fill our cup. We have to be centered. We can't be dazed and confused and start our days overwhelmed and panic, which is what I get hundreds of emails a day, text messages, I mean, you name it, PMs, DMs, Voxer, everybody. I'm getting it from everywhere. And I thought about this, and it was really super early in the morning because I have women. My community is all over the world, 23 countries. It's not here just in America, and this is a worldwide crisis. And I said, well, how can I help? Hey, Amber, how are you, girl? I see hundreds of people here. I'm so excited. And I said, well, how can I serve my community? How can I get us more focused in a way that we could just be aligned? Because right now so many of us are feeling out of alignment, and I'm going to tell you right now, the one thing that's kept me in alignment, the thing that's kept me productive, the one thing that's helped me to succeed in life, to have a happy life, a happy marriage, and to keep my daughter in joy, is morning routines. I know that's going to sound simple, and everybody's looking for me to give you the great big answers. It's going to take you to Nevada, and we're going to go all together. We're going to sing hallelujah at the top of the mountain, right? But the truth is that the way you start your day, what you do in those first initial uh, 30 minutes, right, sets the tone for the rest of the day. And I've known this for years. I'm a highly productive individual. And I'm not just saying that, but what keeps me productive, what keeps me focused is the way I start my day. And I start my day the same way every single day. It's sort of a little boring at this point, but this is it's worked for me. So I keep it like this, and that's what I'm going to share with you. Um, Now that my daughter's home, I'm a little bit thrown off. To be honest with you, I'm trying to figure out how to set a because we have a morning routine for her, but now that's out the window because now there's no school in New York City until the end of April. That's a long time to have your kids in your house with you when you're used to having your own time, doing your own work, and doing your routine. So I decided today I give her a break, but starting tomorrow, the whole family is going to go into a collective morning routine. Because if we don't do that, there's going to be chaos. And I have one child. Many other individuals have to, have aging parents that they got to take care of, right? Have family members that need their help in addition to their children. So I'm thinking, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start a 3-step simple routine so that you could then fill your cup. Because if your cup is empty, if you're panicked, if you're bugging out, then how are you going to serve? How are you going to show up, right? So I know that the first thing before I started this morning routine, the first thing I would do when I would get up, I look for danger. I'm like, what's going on? Oh my God, what's gonna go wrong today? Oh my, oh this, that, and by the end of the day, I was in a tizzy. Not even that. Before I even get out of bed, I'm hitting the snooze, and I'm in a panic because what do we do? The first thing we do when we get up, we look for danger. We look for things that are not gonna go right. We look for impending doom, right? Because now it's all doomsday. So here's a couple of suggestions that I'm going to throw out there. And I am taking questions today, so you can put the questions up there as well. So that would be pretty fantastic. So I'm gonna answer questions, and I will go back and answer questions. This is gonna go. I'm gonna be doing this for 14 days, right? I'm gonna come here and I'm just gonna pick 14 different topics. So if you have a particular topic you want me to speak on, you can put it into the comments right now. And on top of that, one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm doing a positive mindset challenge. I want everybody to join in on that. I'm developing everything right now as I speak, and my team is helping me, and then we're going to go into that sort of, we're going to do like a double, a double whammy, where we're going to first get all these beautiful tips in the virtual sisterhood circle, and then we're going to go into the positive mindset challenge, which by the way is needed more than ever, especially with all the emails that I'm getting and with everybody calling me, and what I hear is a lot of panic, a lot of negative mindset. And by the way, what we think grows, right? So that comes to my first step. My first step, and I call this the 3 G's, not 5G, which is a whole nother thing. I call this 3 G's. And the first G is gratitude. When you wake up in the morning, one of the things that I think changes your energetic vibration, that changes this looking for danger thing, is actually writing down or saying to yourself, I typically say it to myself, um, 3 things that you're thankful or grateful for. There is nothing that will change a frantic state of mind into something more calm and more beautiful than what? Than really focusing in on what brings us that we're grateful for. That's actually working, right? Why? Because we are hardwired to look for things that are not working. So the challenge during these times is to one, show up as your best self, but also to look for what's working and being thankful for it. So, for instance, this morning, my big thing was I'm thankful that my family is healthy and safe. And then when I start to really panic, I say, I'm thankful that I'm safe because it happens to me too. No one is immune to this. I don't care who you are, I don't care what your philosophies are. This crisis is affecting everybody on some kind of level: financial, spiritual, mentally, physically, right? We're all being affected. No one escapes it. And when we start with the attitude of gratitude, and sometimes what I do is I carry it in my purse. And when I'm having moments where I'm completely bugging out, which they come, I pull out that piece of paper and I realign myself. So, can we type in attitude of gratitude first? The first thing, the first step, please. So that's the first thing that I want to talk about, and it's been proven in the literature that when you change the way you think. And by the way, I wrote a blog on this. I wrote an article, like a special report. Can we put in the link to the special report? So if you want to get more details and you want to get the research behind it, so that you can see that this stuff is actually based on. Isa, do you want us to share this on our Facebook page? Sure, why not share it? I don't mind. Share it. Sharing is caring. Why not? I think if you want to share this, share it. If you want to save it, save it. If you want to tag somebody who you know needs the positivity right now, tag them. Because I think when we work together as a collective, when we bind together in this sisterhood, and this is the what? The virtual sisterhood circle, because everybody in my community is a woman. I mean, I have some men that follow me too, but the community is women, and that's my mission, is to help women. So this whole gratitude practices have shown to increase, and this is researched also. If we can put the researchers in the comments, that will help too. Um, Fewer doctor visits, optimism about life, improve relationships at home and work, simply by writing down what you're gratitude for, and thinking about what you're grateful for. I mean, listen, if there was a pill that you could take that can give you optimism about life, can cut down your office visits, can improve your relationships at home and at work, would you take that pill? I would. But guess what? The doctor lives within you. You're the guru, not me, not anyone external to you. And the moment that we start to give our power up to a guru, that's the moment that we lose. Because the truth is that everything that you need is within you. And I know that it's hard right now. I know that it's hard. But I am begging you to come back to center, to come back to what's real, to focus on you and to fill your cup. So when your cup is full, then you can give. How do we start? We start with something simple, a morning routine. Especially if your kids are home, you get them on a routine right away. My daughter, Ella, tomorrow, I'm giving her a break today. Tomorrow starts her routine. You know what her routine is? Fitness, 15 minutes of fitness, 20 minutes, whatever, dancing typically. She's going to meditate. She's going to do gratitude journey. She's going to clean her room. And then she's going to do homework. Because kids thrive on routine. So now everybody, all the kids are out everywhere. I don't even know where kids in New York City. They're like, there's nothing to do this week. New York City is not even prepared. So what am I going to do with my kid at home? You know what? I'm going to structure. I'm going to create a morning routine. We're going to get up at the same time, and we're going to proceed our day, especially with the social isolation. Social isolation doesn't mean you have to be isolated. You can find other ways to communicate. So to connect with individuals, you could do Zoom, you could do, a phone call. How about that? Picking up the phone, right? What's the last time you picked up the phone to call somebody and heard someone's voice instead of sending them a text or a Voxer, right? Although Voxer, you can hear people's voices. So the first thing here is the gratitude. Now, the second thing is goal setting. But I don't like calling goal setting. I was just trying to get fancy, the three G's, because I'm making a play on some narratives that are going out there right now in the world about this particular situation that's happening. So what I mean with goal setting is, what is your intention for the day? What is your intention? What is your intention? Now, for me, when I set an intention, I have my notes here. Um, I set an intention for my job, my business, right? I set an intention for my health, my physical being. I set an intention for my family, right? And I set an intention for love. Because just focusing on your job 24/7 and worrying about your work is not going to help you through this crisis. We have to keep ourselves healthy, and we have to keep ourselves focused. So when I do the second one thing here, which is goal setting, and I mean intention, what is your intention? I wish I can see my notebook with all the yellow on it. Do I have my notebook here somewhere? And I'm big on list making, you know. So my lists are pretty substantial. I don't start a day. I like to make my list the day before because then it makes me feel better about the morning, and then I can wake up and I say, I already know what the hell I'm going to be doing the next. So here's my list. You see all those yellows? Every day this is how this is how I start my day. Okay? Here's the other one. And me, I go crazy when I don't see yellow on things. Then I'm like, okay, now because then that's a carry on for the next day, right? So then set some simple goals for your family, for your kids, for yourself, for your job, for your spiritual and mental well-being, and then take action. Does it have to be perfect action? Do you have to be the guru that's sitting on top of the mountaintop meditating? Om Shanti Om. No, we don't have to go there. We can keep it simple. Does a morning routine have to take like some? I was talking to my girlfriend. Honestly, I said, "Oh, girl, you're doing morning routine." She goes, "Ah, I've been doing it for a while." I said, "What are you doing?" It takes her like an hour and a half to do a morning routine. I'm like, I don't know about anybody out there, but type in the thing and let me know. Do you have an hour and a half in the morning for a routine? I don't. I mean, maybe now it's different because I'm not we have more time now that my daughter's not in school. We actually gain 2 hours. So that's actually pretty cool. So the one thing here is when you establish, right, your goal setting, make it so that you can accomplish it so you don't feel like defeated at the end of the day and say, "Oh my God, I didn't accomplish what I needed to accomplish." Because then that's going to make you feel bad about yourself. And the thing here that we want to do is we want to thrive and rise. This is the welcome to the virtual sisterhood circle, thrive and rise. You can hit the share button. I see a lot of hearts out there. I'm so happy when I see the hearts. Then I know this is a good topic, right? I know this is a good topic. So rise and thrive, thrive and rise. That's what this is all about. 14 days of this. You're going to and join me here every day at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's the best time that works for me. So we covered the morning routine, right? The gratitude. We covered the goal setting. Very important that you make them achievable, that you don't overwhelm yourself with goal. But don't forget, this is not just about business goals. Talk about your personal goals too, your spiritual being, your self-care, very important. Um, Goals for your family and goals for just your mental well-being. Okay. Now, the next thing that I like to cover is grounding. What does that mean? I love that term, grounding. Everywhere I turn, everybody's grounding these days. You may think it's some woo. You may think it's woo, and a lot of people think, right, that it's woo woo. But actually, the research has shown that when we do some sort of grounding meditation, that it helps relieve anxiety and depression and makes you happier. So grounding can be a lot of things. It doesn't have to be where you go barefoot walking in the grass and you get the negative ions in your feet and everything is hunky dory. No, grounding can simply be an opportunity for you to quiet your mind. Just quiet your mind, right? So grounding, I feel like a teacher here. Look at me. I'm all professional. Quiet. Right? Oh, look at this. This doesn't even work. I'm having already technical issues. Quieting the mind. Quieting the mind is very, very important. So how do we quiet the mind? I mean, there's a slew of things. I like to really have my cup of coffee in the morning, and I don't want anybody talking to me. I know that sounds selfish, but you know what? It's my quiet time. It's a time where I enjoy my coffee. And yes, I still drink coffee. I biohack it, and it makes me feel good about myself. Quiet time could be taking a bath, it could be going for a walk, it could be journaling, right? It could be meditation, it can be breath work, it can be anything that gets your mind to quiet. And then once you train your mind, then you can tap into that anytime you want to, right? Because right now, every time that you feel that your mind is you're having the monkey brain, this chatter, then my recommendation is to go right into a grounding practice, one that you enjoy, one that quiets your mind very quickly. And for me, it's this breathing, right? Simply closing my eyes, breathing in, and all I do is focus on the breath. It takes me 1 second to tap into it, and it's going to be that easy for you too once you train your mind. So I like just noticing my brain because I have a monkey mind. I'm not ashamed to admit it. And sometimes it can get the best of me, but I've learned to train that monkey mind. I've learned to quiet it down. So one of the things that I love to do is really quieting the mind. Here, there's something from Judy Cummings here. This is a tough one for me. I've been spending lately internally because of the current situation. Quieting the mind is so hard when all those outside news reports are threatening us these days. Now, thank you, Judy, for sharing that. This is what I have to say about that. We decide what we let in. First of all, we must acknowledge that. I stop listening to the news. I'm done with it. Done with it. And my recommendation is if you're going to, you have to choose carefully what you let into your energetic field, who you let in to your energetic field, and what thoughts you're going to have around what's happening, right? The one thing that we can control 100%, and if you follow me and you're on my in my community, you know that I talk about this all the time. The one thing that we can control is what? We can control our thoughts, we can control our reactions, but we can also control what we allow ourselves to watch, read, and be surrounded by. So, Judy, for you, what I recommend is if the news is bugging you out, stop watching the news. It's not going to change. What's going to change? The only thing worse that can happen here in New York City right now is that they lock us all down like they lock us down. They say you can't go outside your house. So there it is. That's it. Worst case scenario. I know what it is. So why do I have to listen to the news? Why do I have to be, you know, listening and letting that in? Okay. Best to not confuse terminology grounding, also earthing. Yeah, you know what? I totally get the differences, but this is how I'm doing it. Grounding and earthing, yeah, I totally get that they're different things, but for now, I'm going to use the word grounding. And yeah, and I live in New York City, my love. We live in the concrete jungle, okay? That's where we live. That's the reality. There ain't no grass within, I don't even know, 30 blocks of my house. So when I talk about grounding and earthing and all these other things, I'm talking about a simple practice that connects you to your inner self and makes you feel calm and relaxed. So the terminology to me, I'm not so keen on and I don't really care, okay? Because if you live in an inner city like us, there is no grounding. There is no earthing. And before they called it earthing, actually it was called grounding. Okay, it just changed because I've been doing this for years. So that's that. That's all I got to say about that. Um, it's really important to stay to stay in a situation where you can give like this one message here, right? Where I can extend compassion to someone who's correcting me, and when I can extend compassion to myself, right? Because when I do these things, I do them because I really care. Because I'm giving you tips and tools that have worked for over 14,000 women, and they're going to work for you too. Because I really want to make a difference during this crisis. Because I really want to show up. My purpose is my purpose. And when all this happened, it just made me feel better about what I was doing. It's making me show up better. So I encourage everyone to develop a morning routine. There was another question here about meditation. Um, okay, that's how you meditate. Perfect. So the big thing is, how do I want to show up for myself and for others around me? And a morning routine is one of those things that can set you up for a super successful day. It's works for me for I've been doing morning routines probably for about 5 years now, maybe longer. I've been working on these different practices even longer than that. I've taught them to my patients for over a decade. And when you connect to these really simple ways of structuring your day, you're going to feel even happier and more connected. So I want everyone to check out my blog. I think that the link is there. So here is the link again. Go and read it. I hate calling it a blog, but that's what it is. It's an article. And I really, I'll write another one every week. I'll write one. If I have time, I'll write two or three of them. But this is the most important thing is making sure that when you are in isolation that you're keeping yourself as positive. Structure, I believe, brings a way of handling things instead of like having no structure. So this is the beginning of a structure. And this is what I wanted to share with everybody today because this is what's helped me. And if it helps me and I have a very active brain, I think it will help you too. I want to thank everyone for being here. I will see everyone again tomorrow. Everyone in Instagram, the link is in the bio for the blog. Go check it out, read it, get the resources, check the references out. Sometimes I love reading the references. Check the references out too, because sometimes you can read an article and it sparks something in you. This is from Libby. Thank you for all your help. Yeah, it's I'm reading at the bottom, please. Yeah, thank you, Libby. I really appreciate that. So this is the way that I can help, and I'm super excited. I'm going to do this for the next 14 days because I don't know, 14 seems to be a little magical day for everyone. So, hi, plenty of time on. Oh yes, yes, Ruth. Work. You know what? When I think about this whole thing, right, Ruth? Plenty of time to work on my pelvic floor. I love it because the thing is, right now. It's an opportunity, right? We can turn any situation around. And maybe I'm a Pollyanna. But you know what? That's actually a good thing for you. Because if I wasn't a Pollyanna, the whole thing would just like, my whole community would probably crumble down. So use this. We've been given a gift in a way. It may not seem that way, but to connect, to learn something new, to work on our physicalities, to work on a morning routine, to be better, right? When this is all said and done, we're all going to be so much better. And if you have any topics that you want me to cover in the next couple of days, just let me know. We're going to do this for 14 days, and then I'm starting my positive mindset challenge. That's going to be strictly in my community. So if you want access to that, you can put up the link for people to join the community. This is women's only, guys. Sorry, no men allowed. So just know that I'm doing everything for the women right now. So this is from Maureen. I just want to read something here. Oh, okay. All right, everyone. I don't see too many questions. I'm super excited that everyone is here. And again, just to recap, gratitude, goal journey, grounding to quiet the mind. In which case, you can use earthing and walk around barefoot in the grass. Or, you know, or you could go for a walk. Or you can have a cup of tea. Or you can, I mean, there's a slew of things that you can do. In our family, we're going to dance because we want to keep our fitness levels up. And when you do the fitness levels, you also increase a lot of endorphins. So that's the one thing that we're going to be doing with that. Okay, this is from Hi Angel, how are you? I'm so good to see you here. So good to see you. What works for me is breathwork about 10 minutes following a recording I like. Then comes quiet time in Hamutai, of course. Um, what I have to remind myself is that I truly have a choice. And I think that's really it, Angel. Thank you so much for doing that. That we all do have a choice. We have a choice on the thoughts that we um and the self-talk, right? We have a choice on that. And we have a choice on how we can react to any given situation. Any given situation. I don't care what it is. Doesn't have to be related to this thing, right? And so that's what I leave you with. I wanted to leave you with this is from Emmy. Much gratitude for all your efforts to lift us up. You're welcome, Emmy. This is where I'm going. This is what Hamutai is. I am trained in Incan energy healing techniques. A lot of people don't know that about me, but I go to Peru once a year, and I train there with one of the high priests, which you call him a high priest, whatever. It's an Alto Misa yoke, which is there's only 5 of them in the whole world, and they hold the knowledge. They're the ones that hold they have the blueprint, whatever it is. And Hamutai is a very deep form of meditation. And in Hamutai, there's another form of it when you're doing Hamutai where you can just actually in meditation recall only good thoughts. And I forgot what that's called. It's another Incan term. And I actually love doing that form of meditation where I'm actually not trying to quiet my mind, but I'm in my position, I'm closing my eyes, and I'm watching all the good moments in my life like a reel going through. And I'm telling you, that changes your vibration in a nanominute, faster than a New York City minute. All right. All right, guys. Thank you for everything. I will see everyone tomorrow. Here, same time, same back channel. Um, and then we're gonna go deeper. We're gonna go deeper, and I'm not quite sure what the topic is gonna be, but I'm always open to suggestions. I'll go back and answer all the questions here. This is Ruth. Thank you, Isa, for saying my name right. The E is silent, of course. All right, guys, take care of yourself. I'm so happy that I can do this. Thank you for being part of my community. I honor you and I see you.